Hello.
Hello, hello.
We do it.
Hello.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Bicara Santai Part 2, the afternoon session. And today we have our panelists, Zainul, Pengiran Caesar, and Pengiran Heidi, to talk about security. Okay, so let's start. I have some questions that I've prepared for some of you all. I hope you don't mind going through some of them. And let me start with Zainul. Zainul, maybe before we get into the questions, maybe you can give just a very brief introduction to what you do.
Assalamualaikum. Yes, thank you, Yazid. My name is Muhammad Zainal. I've been working with the bank for more than 2 decades. Okay, I've been experiencing a lot of work myself, from frontline to back office to ATM, and mostly on the digital aspect. So basically from the NEXGEN app to the NEXGEN online as well. So basically the online banking. So right now I'm actually handling anything digital related for the bank, and also for trainings and also briefings to external and internal stakeholders as well.
Right, so now you're looking after NEXGEN in the retail banking.
Yes.
All right, so great. On that point, can you tell us a bit about what are some of the latest security features that the BIBD NEXGEN app has implemented that is intended to safeguard mobile transactions?
Yes, so I can somehow at least give you 3 for this. So the first and foremost is the security notification when you open the app. So this time around, we can provide you direct information to everyone when you open the app, so you can actually see what's actually happening. And we have a little text that you can actually read along straight away. So that's the first, the security notification. For number 2, I think it's quite probably out there right now. It's called device binding. So device binding is actually basically registering your phone with your NEXGEN account. That's it. So how many accounts you can do? Basically, you can use at least 2 phones maximum. So a tablet would consider a smartphone as well. So if you put in your phone, the tablet, that means it's 2 max. And probably for the third is, I would say, we have now a step-up authentication. It's actually using an in-app OTP. It's entirely different from SMS OTP. So this in-app OTP actually has a separate authentication method where you can actually create your favorite. Let's say you want to manage and create your favorite, you can do that now at mobile. You'll also be able to make the third-party transfer and authenticate it with in-app. Yeah. So aside from that, you can actually use your biometric on your phone itself once you enroll it, and you can actually make a third-party transfer without the in-app OTP. So we find numerous options for the customer itself.
Okay, so in-app OTPs, these are new and different to the SMS OTPs, right?
Yes, it's quite entirely different.
Right, and they're only just introduced in this latest version that we rolled out.
Yes, this version we rolled out is where we are in a beta testing phase. Basically, we're rolling out for the public to give it a try. So we know that there's a lot of so many options of mobiles available, especially for Android devices, right? So we are unable to capture what is really happening with all those devices, because your phone is your phone. We don't even know what's happening inside it, what you put on it as well. So what we can do is better test this and give it out to the public, get some feedback, and maybe we can improve along the way. Yeah.
Can you share a bit about some reasons why we decided to roll this OTP and all these new security features out with regards to maybe fraudulent transactions and such?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So basically, one of the main reasons why we introduced this is that we do hear a lot of our customers' pain points, especially that their account is being hacked and so on and so forth. So one of the main reasons why we introduced this is we want to minimize and in one way to mitigate any issue customers facing. So we want to make sure that customer is feeling safe with their account and make sure that with these services, especially the device binding, no one is able to go into your NEXGEN account without you being notified. So that's quite important right now. So aside from that, we can make sure that when there is a transaction being involved with your accounts, you are being notified. So that's what we're trying to introduce slowly but surely as well.
Okay, thank you, Zainal. So on that point on frauds and scams and some of the things that you shared, I think I'd like to now invite Pengiran Caesar to share a bit about your experience. Before that though, similar to Zainal, maybe just a brief introduction of your role at the moment.
Okay. Thank you, Azib. My name is Pengiran Caesar. I'm now working as head of branch banking operation and services. So I've been working for 34 years now. So
34.
34, yeah. So most of my time spent before moving to BBOS last year was I've been in almost all the branches in Brunei Darussalam. So I've been in KB, Seria, and then Muara, Tutong, all the Bandar, and also Tumurong. So I met with most of the customers and the reaction with customers, and then durang punya. Can I speak in Malay and English lah?
Sure.
So durang punya ways lah macam like there are different there are different sets of people there. So in compared to Tutong ke Brunei, so mostly I engage most of them lah. So back to your question, yeah.
So first of all, 34 years, Zainal Kalahota. You said 2 decades, right?
Yeah, so I have a long way to go.
All right, so the record at the moment out of our panelists, Pengiran Caesar with 34 years. So on to the first question, Pengiran Caesar. If I may ask you to just share, in your experience, what are some of the most common scams that BIBD customers have encountered recently?
Okay, kalau from branches side, the most common masa ni is at the moment tentang what I can see is satu pasal buy and sell barang, where they padukan dorang melihat daripada Facebook, daripada Instagram, daripada TikTok, daripada where barangnya lebih murah. But they haven't yet going into lihat murahnya terus saja go in without taking the steps that we and then some of the few yang rare cases macam dating services pun ada juga yang kami lihat sebenarnya surprisingly and then there's also the renting of account, that's masa ni yang other than that there's also the investment scam that we need to educate people tentang investment. So people are more to melihat kalau masuk 100 dapat 5,000. Where kalau di bank pun kalau if you go for investment rate for 1 year it's only 0.75%. Macam mana boleh daripada 100 jadi 1,000 kalau jatuh belum ikut.
Too good to be true, bah?
Too good to be true, but unfortunately most people percaya tentang hal ni without seeing the consequences. Takut most people takut saja sekarang terpengaruh and then terus without seeing dulu is it true, without telling the bank whether true or not, without telling BDCB whether there's such thing as not or not.
Yes. Yeah. So are there steps that you can share for people so that they can be more aware and educated about the awareness of these scams?
Yes. in branches, we are kalau sekiranya opening account, that sebelum membuka account itu, then we advise our CSR atau customer service representative to let them know about consequences kalau sudah membuka account. So sharing one, pertama, don't ever bagi detail of background punya information seperti password, even to family members. We have that case juga. So and then tentang apa namanya ni email and PIN number and then blah blah blah. So if it's for you, then keep it to yourself. Itu yang our advice. Then also we have also advised them that to validate first kalau customer. If you go to website, if you go to social media, check durang punya authenticity-nya, whether it's true or not. So you can first jangan terus yang selalu yang customer buat open the link. So don't open the link. You can Google first. Check the company status dulu. So this is what we want customer to be aware, because that's the other lah. And then the third thing, don't gagas. Sometimes baru-baru kalau macam sekarang ni, there is macam what we call your account has been compromised. Please click this link, tag on it now. If not, because there's no such thing as now tu. Kalau in a real sense tu, call the bank. Okay, call the contact center. Is it true? Is it that's the patutnya yang the approach that we want. Because after all, walaupun macam mana pun we, the bank, bagi the best technology it is the customer yang kami takut sekarang membagi informationnya sendiri that will leak itu. Nanti sekarang di-blame-nya, your technology is not strong enough. So itulah kami advise for customer.
So don't panic. Don't act fast.
Don't act fast, yes.
Verify dulu lah.
Correct. Ampit memang itu yang takut kendampit.
Okay, thank you, Pinggan Caesar. On this point, when we're talking about SMS and email scams, I think this is a good opportunity for us to invite Pangeran Heidi into the conversation, because I know more of what you do, so I think you have some things to share that's very relevant. But for the people out there who's listening, maybe you can also share what is it that you do in BIBD. What's your role?
Thank you. Hello. Yeah. So my name is Heidi. In comparison to the two gentlemen, only been 2 years.
So winner confirm Pangeran Caesar lah today.
A lot of what I say will probably has already been answered by Tuan Pangeran and Tuan Zainal. But in terms of fraud and scam, it's more of a mental thing. Basically, you just need to be aware, be skeptical of what is too good to be true, like Tuan Pangeran just said. Sometimes, like you get an SMS, like probably 20 years ago, it was the African Prince. Now it's something more like PS5. It's too good to be true. You click on it, and Tuan Pangeran just said, if it redirects to a website that is bogus, it might look like BIBD, but the domain name might look something different. It's most likely not true. So other than that, just all those basic things, password. I think Tuan Zainal, with the new features, with the OTP, this enhances more on the security. But like I mentioned just now, this is all on the mental part of things. We just need to be aware. Everything that is too good to be true is usually false. Yeah, that's all.
Are there some tips that you can share, maybe specifically around links, for example, that we get on SMS, on emails? Things that are mentioning macam BD, what are some things that customers should look out for?
Yeah, so usually, actually there was one SMS I got a few days ago. I think the link was around BIBCL.com. So when you put it together, it looks like BIBD. So these are the things that you need to be aware of. That does this link even exist? We know that BIBD's website is bibd.com.pn. It doesn't stop with .com only. So again, what Tuan Pengiran just said, I think the phrase is think before you click. That's the one we use. Yeah, it's all mental things. In terms of security, the technical parts, I think we are sorted. BBD, we use the best technologies as Tuan Zainul did mention. Now it's more about educating the general public on how to think more securely. Currently, we have a monthly poster with CSB. I think everybody can just join the Instagram, and I think we put out once a month posters. So those are the tips that we also give to the public: what tools to use, the best practices. Yeah, those type of things.
Okay, thank you, Pengiran Hardy. I think we will be wrapping up soon from our panel. I thank you all for your very insightful shares. Maybe if we could leave with maybe one final tip from everyone in terms of security, what would you leave people with before we end today's panel?
As I said, Atullah, barangkali for customers, okay, think before we act, Atullah. That's the best approach, I think.
Hashtag seledurlah, think before we act.
Think before we act and try to see the logic behind that. We have cases whereby, the other thing is be careful during festive season. We have juga ada customer during this festive season ni sekarang, orang mau order barang. Sometimes it's good to be true, macam ada one of the biggest company yang ada makanan fast food, so they give around 60%, so everyone terus masuk, tapi actually we have to look at dia punya email is wrong, so kena accountnya, so be careful jangan terburu-buru lah.
Thank you, Yan Caesar. Zainul, anything to add? Maybe on the app side of things, latest feature.
Yeah, maybe I can point this out. Maybe moving forward for BIBD, we will try to enhance, we'll focus enhancements on the new security features. We have so many options, like Heidi has mentioned just now. So we'll see what's the best course of action, what's the best for the public, best for Brunei, and best for our people. Yeah.
Thank you, Zainul. Heidi, I'll save you from the last tip because you had some very good ones. But maybe to end this off, let's settle it once and for all for everyone watching and everyone here. Is there really any Nigerian prince?
That was a 2-decade-old joke, but no.
So nadala, kalau ada, if we receive any SMS or email about Nigerian prince, you heard it from here. It's not true.
It's a scam.
Don't click it.
It's a scam, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.